Okay, so yeah, I'm Rikupekka Oksanen, University of Jyväskylä, Finland, and I've got this case carousel of almost all of the things that we have done with Plone since 2003 in our university. So I have lots of things to tell you, so let's just get started. My role in the university is that at first I was some kind of developer, and then nowadays I'm a team lead and still do some training and support and some kind of agile transformation at the university. But here I'm going to go through the different cases that we have done with SOAP and Plone starting from 2003. And University of Jyväskylä has some 15,000 students and another 15,000 in the Open University department and 2,700 staff members and 6 very different faculties from sciences to IT and humanities and so on. And I work at the digital services, and our job is to maintain, support, and then develop these digital solutions for the university. And back to 2003, it all started with this virtual university project that had a mandate to explore new life and new civilization in the internet world. And this guy, Jussi Talaskivi, who still works with us and is here in the conference also, found SOAP and Plone for us in 2003. And we started with a couple of sites that were built on SOAP, and we could edit the content through browser, which was at that point Netscape Navigator. And first major system we built with SOAP was Moniviestin, which is a translation of multimedia. And it was, and it still is, a video publishing platform with live streaming and recordings and text and images and files and all the basic content management stuff. And you could also edit the content through a browser, and we built it in a couple of months during that spring. Another thing was Tutka, a research and publication data system also built on SOAP, and it's still running. It's still there. Even if the university moved to another research information system a couple of years ago, we are still running this one. And then Moniviestin, another thing about it, we had this killer feature that we could publish videos, but another killer feature was that we could hide the videos. And that's still a thing in these days, so we can show videos only to those people who need it. First Plone sites came to the university in 2004. This was the virtual university project website, maybe Plone 2.05. Nothing too special here. Well, it was it was the first one. But this change was a bigger one. In 2005, a couple of faculties wanted to renew their websites. And we said that, well, we have this thing called Plone, so would you like to try this? And they were like, okay, let's see how it goes. And we managed to create the 3 faculty websites in just 2 months, maybe. And other faculties were after that like, hey, we want that too. And then the other faculties also joined in. And soon after, we also published the university main website built with Plone. And we also had this LDAP integration so that it would be easy for the editors to log in. A couple of years later, 2009, yet another major Plone implementation called Koppa, which is a basket. It's a learning management system for our university, and it has 2 simple, very simple use cases. First one, to show public course material for anyone, and then the other one was to show course material only for those students who have enrolled into a certain course. And we did integrate it to our study information system at that time called Korppi. The first version probably ran on Plone 3, and soon after we updated it to Plone 4 something. 2010, we created another Koppa, another learning management system for Open University, which had the other 15,000 students. And they wanted this very simple feature or useful feature that students can also return assignments. So they can watch the material, return assignments, and that's it. And it was also built in a couple of months, and it was very useful that we could just deploy empty Plone site, and the editors could start adding the contents there, and while we still build the theme and the other features. It was, at first it ran on Plone 4 beta or something like that. Moniviestin, the video publishing platform, more features. Plone 4 mobile playback support back in 2010, that was kind of new, and HTML5 video. We tried to went on the bleeding edge with that video platform then, and still do. Other universities wanted Moniviestin also, so we created another installation for them. 2010, even more, ePortfolio. This is a student portfolio site where they could add their skills and objectives and create different presentation portfolios. And you could drag and drop tiles there and add custom content types and export the portfolio and so on. And we haven't developed this in many years, but it's still running just fine and someone is still using it. 2011 payments system. Some managers at the university wanted to sell pens and mugs, but our quite more ambitioned designers wanted to create a whole platform to sell digital products, and we did that. And there's also Plone form gen, so we could create custom forms to enroll to a certain events and then pay it. And of course, it has integration to our financial systems and the payment provider in Finland. And sales throughout the years is like 10 million euros and over 100,000 transactions gone through that payment system. Pretty nice. Intranets, you should check out Kim's presentation earlier, but shortly we had and we still have faculty and departmental intranets in Plone, which show info that's only for that department. So we create a folder and set the intranet workflow there. That's kind of it. It's very simple with Plone. We have LDAP groups and Plone groups, and manual groups are really flexible and can be used in combination with the automatic groups. And this was also like a natural growth in adoption, not a strictly led project, and they are still in use. Here's just a simple Plone 4 site in created in 2011, and it has custom content types. And last time we checked, it was still running, so it's there. 2012, new theme to university main websites and all the faculty sites. Update to Plone 4, and it has a responsive design, which was kind of new at that time. To have responsive websites. 2012, student well-being service. This is based on psychology research, and there's material to cope with anxiety, depression, stress, and feeling down. And this Plone site has two main functions. First was self-study material for logged-in university users, and the other one was these coached courses with anonymized user IDs for student and student coaches. And in this case, security was, and it is still is very important, since students write their own personal journals about their well-being. And it is multilingual with 4 languages at the moment. First Plone 4 and then Plone 5. I'll catch my breath and let's move on. 2013 something. We have used digital forms the whole time that we have had Plone, and there are thousands of forms generated. And those forms are generated by the content editors themselves, not by admins or technical professionals like us. And forms are very, very powerful. It's the first step to digitalizing your old processes, so use them. And we did develop one add-on for forms from which people can export their data easily to Excel or OpenOffice and so on. Okay, this is one of my favorites. It's a portal for selecting minor subjects, and it has faceted search add-on, thanks to the guys at EEA for that add-on. There's custom content type, and basically there was no programming needed since we could do everything through the web. And it took a couple of days to build it, and it's been running ever since. Okay, Moniviestin, you remember our video publishing platform. 2014, we created this lecture capturing in certain rooms and halls, and also integrated this to our study information system, so we could automatically schedule lecture capturing. And we do have touch screens for manual use, but this very much gave more effectivity to our video production, that we could do it automatically and just publish it then in Moniviestin, or hide it if we wanted to. Koppa, the learning management system. 2014, we created this feature that students can return assignments. 2015, we had the electronic exams. Development time from a very experienced Plone developer, maybe 2 days. And since then, we have had thousands and tens of thousands electronic exams or these assignments returned. 2016, plagiarism detection #1, and 2019, plagiarism detection #2 integration. So using the same system and just integrating new features there. Another favorite of mine, human technology. This is a scientific article peer review system. And here you can see the design of the workflows that they had in mind when we started this project. And they asked, can you do this? And the answer was, of course, sure, yes, we can do it. And it has over 15 different and combined workflows. There are content rules combined with 150 maybe different automated messages, many roles, semi-automated messages, and so on. We are using Plone portlets for showing state and role-based instructions that can be easily edited through the browser. We use Plone comments for discussion and every other Plone feature too. What we didn't have to do is to do any like theming there, so it looks kind of plain Plone 4, but it has collected 45,000 objects and many scientific articles through it. So that's nice. It wasn't easy though. 2015, okay, there was a case or cases that we needed customized forms to collect data in a phone survey that would be really easy to use and easy to export the data in Excel. So we used Plomino add-on, and last time we checked a couple of weeks ago, there are thousands of responses collected. And we haven't touched that site in many years, aside for some updates, but it's very robust. Okay, moving on. Each one teach one, a pair program for students from different countries to learn different languages. Created first at Plone 4, Plone 3, and then Plone 5. And it has custom content types, custom workflows, permission management, all the things that come out of the box with Plone. FDPI something. It's a multi-school course listing and enrollment system. It has integration to Haka, which is a Finnish identity provider. It has custom content types, and the build time was like a month, and it still works. University of Jyväskylä main website 2017. This was a major renewal. We had new visual team, and we use Mosaic a lot. And I mean a lot. So there are these drag and drop freeform grid layouts and lots of customized styles, hero banners, embeds, content listings. RSS feeds, Instagram, Facebook embeds, and so on. It's responsive all the way, and we had at first these ready-made rigid templates, but then users wanted more, and we let them loose. Let's not talk about that anymore. Plone 5 migration at that point, and the content amount was over 100,000 pages. And we migrated everything, even if we maybe shouldn't have, but that was what the users wanted. So just serving the public. Uno intranet, 2018. So this is and still is an intranet for staff and students. It has news and events and instructions and memos and search and occasional commenting and all the basic intranet stuff that you would want, dashboards and so on. It has also the ultimate news and events generation machine where you can create a news item and pinpoint it to a certain audience. It has lots of mosaic views and it's bilingual and integrations to many different systems. Also automatic groups in there. Okay, ohjausasiakirja. Oh, I've been talking fast, but so I can slightly slow down. Supervision document for doctoral students. So this was built on top of Collective Flow add-on by Asko, Soukka, and this whole thing combined with Plone provides a full-featured digital workflow engine and solution. And it's mostly based on Plone out-of-the-box features. And so there are workflows and permissions and dexterity customized content types for and everything you would want and need. And I have a presentation from Plone Conference 2018 with more information about this. Another example of this collective flow, this is salary claims for short-term employment. There are these digital forms and workflows and roles and permissions. And in this case, additionally, robot framework integration. So in the end of this process, we generate and send this generated PDF to external salary system, and the robot inserts data there, since the external system doesn't have any good APIs. So we just put the robot do the dirty work. And 1,800 claims submitted and delivered so far. So it's a massive improvement over the old paper process that we had. Multilingual 2003, 2020 and forward. It's absolutely a mandatory feature for a university like us. So in Finland, there are two languages, Finnish and Swedish, that are like mandatory, and then everyone uses English also. So that's why we need it. And we have had two kinds of translation types. We have these separate language folders in Plone, or then we have used Lingua Plone or this new Plone app multilingual for one-to-one translations. Very important feature. Okay, here's an example of Plone as a content management system in 2020. So someone has added content back in 2004, and when you come back at 2020, it's still there and it's still working through a couple of migrations. So if you put content to Plone, you can be sure that it's safe there. Now we finally get to 2020, or finally, or pretty fast actually. And I go through our major products that I have presented here. So Open University Koppa, this learning management system, it still looks the same as it did in 2010. It's fine, it's there. It now has the remote exam, it has the integration to plagiarism detection software, and there are 67,000 returned assignments since 2015, and older ones were removed, so maybe double the amount, and thousands of courses and tens of thousands of students that have used it since. Then this university Koppa. This is funny that, this year finally EU and Finnish law enforced the accessibility more strictly. And when I went to Koppa to check if it's accessible, since we haven't touched it, touched the theme since 2012, the accessibility checker said that no errors and no contrast errors. So it's almost a vanilla Plone and it's accessible since 2012. That was really nice. And last year we integrated it to our new study information system, and we have 7,600 courses and 67,000 assignments and over 100,000 pages and files as a study material there. Moniviestin, the video publishing platform, it still looks the same as it did in 2010, running on Plone 4, it seems. But this year we did integration to automatic Finnish speech recognition and subtitle generation because of the accessibility laws. So we have 19,000 videos, and when we update automatically or manually new videos, and they usually are in Finnish, the machine translates the text and generates the subtitles. That's pretty awesome. And we have various workflows for public and external videos. And we can, of course, edit the generated subtitles in the browser, as we have been able to do that since 2014, maybe, when we first implemented that feature. And as it comes to the other Moniviestin sites that we have for other universities, there are maybe 30,000 other videos. So the amount is maybe 50,000 videos, most of which are very long. University website this year, another theme upgrade with accessibility in focus and even more mosaic features and mosaic pages there. It's nice. And also this year, Volto, as you might have seen in this conference, we have been giving a couple of talks about how we use Volto in our university. We now have one public microsite, but one major installment, which is used as a backend for Open University Study Guide. It's really fast, easy to use. And next year, we are going to develop this new portal also built on Plone for international students. So those were the cases, and then I want to summarize all of this in a couple of slides. I still got time. So we have had some hurdles throughout the years. We have too much content and nobody ever deletes the old content. And we have too good search engine optimization. People are asking, why do these people from Australia keep contacting me about my venomous spider research? Well, it's because your Plone page in University of Jyväskylä comes first in Australia too. Someone wants a small, pretty website with a carousel. Maybe Plone hasn't always been the best choice for that. Sometimes heavy transactions have made sites slow, but we have fixed that with caching, but caching is another problem. And just because we can say, yes, we can to everything, it has generated maybe some additional work for us because we just have to do it then. And for some developers with short time at the house, the learning curve can be quite steep. But we have had lots of good developers that have been able to do Plone stuff, so it's not impossible. Yeah, that was one slide with the hurdles, and then a couple of slides with the things that Plone excels in. Content management, the whole folder page structure is very, very powerful, easy to understand. And basically using Plone has been easy since the content editors have been able to create hundreds of thousands of pages. And not that much like problems with it. Flexibility, as demonstrated, we have integrated Plone to anything and made it do almost anything. And it's been very, very robust. So this integration to automatic speech recognition is to Plone 4, and it can be done in 2020. Permission management is absolutely fantastic, and there has ever been any situation that we couldn't have done with Plone. There have been very, very difficult feature requests that we must do this, but not this, and this one for this one, but everything can be done with Plone permissions. Security, that's one thing that's very good in Plone. And the commitment from the community is really good. I hope my voice still works for these couple of last minutes. Workflows, any combination of workflow transitions and states and permissions is possible. And any number of workflows can be used together. It's not always wise, but hey, you can do it if you want. Accessibility. As demonstrated, Plone is accessible, and that's really important these days. Through the web editing and configuration without actual programming, some people can do pretty much anything in a browser through Plone and SOAP and some CSS, and that has been fun. You don't always have the developer on hand, so this is nice. CSS classes on body, so every page has exact class for folder structure, role, content type, and so on. It makes customizing the views very easy. And Plone has readable URLs. Some systems just don't have that. So appreciate it when you have it. License costs. Let's say 17 years, over 100 services and sites and digital solutions, tens of thousands of users, hundreds of thousands of content, every imaginable integration and customization. And yeah, it hasn't, the license cost has been like nothing. Nice. That's it. Wow, 28 minutes go fast when you talk fast. I wonder if we have time for questions, or should we head to Jitsi? Thank you.
Rikupekka, thank you very much for the talk and the insights. And that's wow, so many Plone sites and at one place. I think that's really great.